All right, politics now, and the sad, and if it's true, skeevy legacy of New York Assemblyman Vito Lopez. Lopez, who was censured by the Assembly for harassment, will not be prosecuted nor face additional ethics charges after a pair of reports on his behavior came in this week. But this is still a disgusting portrait of a lawmaker the more you read, telling staffers apparently to wear low-cut blouses, high heels, groping staffers. If you saw the Daily News headline, you hear this rub the tumor, I can't make this stuff up, making these staffers stay in his hotel room overnight. And again, as I said, being asked to rub his neck where the tumors were apparently, or rubbing his hand while he's, I'm going to stop. My point though, Dom, is this confirms maybe what people thought of Lopez, but it also sheds a question of what did Shelley Silver know, and why would Shelley Silver go to bat for Vito Lopez? Where is the risk reward in protecting a guy when especially you're the assembly speaker?
So do you want the real answer or the politically correct answer?
What do you think I'm going to get?
The real answer is, what does Mr. Lopez know on Mr. Silver and everybody else in Albany? The one thing I was proud about Dan Donovan, who was the Staten Island District Attorney, special prosecutor in this case. Charles Hines recused himself because of his friendship with Mr. Lopez. Donovan says in his own report, remember that confidentiality clause that we would talk about every night? Why would Shelley Silver give him this count? He says, plain and simple, the reason why he gave him that confidentiality clause was to protect Shelley Silver and the Assembly. It's disgusting. It points to yet another example of everything that's wrong in Albany, and Ed Koch was right, who's now deceased. Ed Koch would say, throw all the bums out, and maybe he's right.
Well, as a former
I knew you were
august member of the law, but still,
Former bum.
are you shocked by anything you've seen in the last few months?
Absolutely. I mean,
Really?
for 25 years, both as a staffer, an assemblyman, a senator, and a member of the cabinet, you saw some crazy things, but it was always isolated. It was always, one person doing some kind of crazy thing. You didn't have this collectivism. I mean, you have, 8 state senators now who are under investigation or under indictment? I mean, and you have all the stuff in the Assembly. I think there's so many problems in Albany, and I'm going to say something, and you're going to think I'm protecting the base, but there's so many good people up there. I mean, there are so many good people, and yet this
why
group...
haven't they spoken out, the good people? And it's the same thing, and I'm not connoting the two, but it's like the abuse scandal. I always thought the people who got the worst stigma were the poor vast majority of priests who got labeled because of those that were moved around and everything. The lawmakers, the police, we all knew the Espadas were filthy before they got caught. Why didn't they just, and for that matter, like even the Dean Sculls, why take them in?
So here's the problem. Here's the problem. Maybe I can shed a little light on this for everybody. When you're a political animal, when you run for office, people come at you. And they say things that are completely wrong, untrue, stupid. You wouldn't know it. And it happens every 2 years. They come in and just attack you. And so you kind of get into this thing of where there are always allegations going after some of your colleagues. And then you know the person. Now, you don't know what they're doing in their hotel room at night. You know what they're doing with their staff. I mean, I know Vito Lopez very well. I never knew that he had his staff rubbing his tumors. I mean,
you had no idea the shakiness what these guys and ladies are engaging in?
Because you never saw it. They weren't out. First of all, there used to be a culture when I first started in Albany where people would go out to bars a lot. And there's some folks who got in trouble. They drank too much or whatever. That has all changed. They're not doing that anymore. They've been very insular. That's not an excuse, but the thing is that you have all these allegations out there and you're like, you know what, let's wait and see until the DA says that there's a problem here because I'm not an investigator. That's a part of the problem.
I know I'm heavy on time, but I want to ask you real quickly. We'll do the ad another time, Dom. 2 quick questions in the mayoral race. One is, why is D'Amato back in Thompson?
Why is the Republican kingmaker who made George Pataki out of nothing backing Bill Thompson? I mean this with all due respect to the senator. Show me the money. He has decided that Bill Thompson is the next mayor of New York, and it's a wise investment on Senator D'Amato's.
Then real quickly, Anthony Weiner, as you said, your interview got a lot of news out of it, and he said he was going to run. He now gets a campaign manager. The bio on the guy is this thin here. Why? He seems to be a lightweight for a heavyweight race.
But I think that's a cheap shot that the press is taking. It's not the campaign manager that's running. Weiner is a rock star, and you're going to find that out once he gets before the voters. It's not the campaign manager that has to get the votes. It's Weiner. Don't write this guy off. I'm telling you, he might win the nomination.
All right, we're going to be right back here, everybody. We got an interesting debate here. Nothing to do with politics here, but something I know everybody, at least over 21, will have an opinion on. Stay with us.